Welcome back to the Better Learning Podcast. This episode is part of a special series we recorded live at PASBO Conference, also known as the Pennsylvania Association of School Business Officials in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania this year. While we were there, we had the chance to sit down with school leaders, business officials, and partners from across the region to talk about what it really looks like to plan, fund, and support today's learning environments. So in this series, you'll hear a real conversation about the trade-offs, the challenges, and the opportunities that come with trying to build better learning environments. Without further ado, let's dive in.
Welcome to the Better Learning Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about yourself. What's your name? What district do you represent? And what type of work do you do?
Sure. My name is Randy Williams. I am the Director of Transportation for Wilson School District near Reading, PA. We're about a 6,400 student school district, so we're fairly large.
Very good. Let me start with a hard question.
Sure.
Better sports town, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia.
New York.
You're going to have to explain more.
So I grew up in Pennsylvania, of course, and I've never been a Philly or Pittsburgh fan. I enjoy both watching all sports, but I'm a giant Devil and Yankee fan.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. We're all allowed to have our bad decisions.
That's right.
Randy, I want you to tell me a little bit about your work first. And I understand that you're pursuing your leadership degree.
Yes.
And so I'd like you to tell me a little bit about your path there through transportation and district administration.
Sure. So I got into transportation 34 years ago. Unfortunately, most was spent in the private sector, so I don't have all that PASBO built up where I could be retiring this year or next year. As I worked through the private sector and then now into the public ed sector, I've really gotten an understanding of how the school system works. And I'm a lifelong learner myself. So I did all my education later in life, went to college on a scholarship and hurt my knee, so I dropped out. So I got my bachelor's at I think I was 38. I got my master's in education through Wilkes and PASBO when I was 42. And just about a year ago, I started going for my educational doctorate. And I'm doing that at Wilkes University as well. But I'm actually doing the superintendent certification track because I don't want to be a superintendent before I retire. I have about 9 years left. But what I can do with it after I retire, working with organizations like PASBO, or even going international and being a director in an American school in Dubai or Bangkok or something like that. So it's just really about how I can give back to a field. Transportation's been great for me and my family for all these years, how I can give back to the field as well.
It's fun because at a conference like this, we have a lot of business professionals who sort of bring that vantage point, maybe whether it's accounting or finance, to school district leadership and educational impact. You're bringing logistics and you're bringing a different skill set. Talk about how that skill set, your background profile, collides with questions about student impact and educational visioning for districts.
Sure. I mean, think about it. In today's society, we're seeing a lot more McKinney-Vento homeless students. We're seeing a lot more special education students, foster students, as well as our regular ed students who have split custody. So really, it's how do we get that student to education? And we're the vessel, we're the school buses that bring the student to education, and then the educators bring the education to the student. So it's really understanding how do we get this menagerie of we have a homeless student here, and here, and then we have a regular ed student who every other week is at mom or dad's, and make that fit on the available, not the ones we want, but the available school buses we have, as well as have enough drivers to put in the iron. So we are really we're the first person that the student sees every day and the last person. And that's what I tell my staff. Every day I do a safety message AM and PM. And I remind them very often, be a positive impact, because you can ruin a student's day who may already be having a very bad day. We don't know home lives. And so we are the first impact on these students to prepare them for learning. And I think that's so important for transportation drivers, staff, directors to understand. We start the day and we end the day. We bring them home to whatever they're going home to. So let's make it positive.
It's just a really interesting and compelling way to think about, district leadership and the way that, a relatively unseen aspect of school life and district life is happening behind the scenes. So I really appreciate you sharing those insights.
Absolutely.
Thanks. All right. Now, you selected a random card here,
okay.
Randy. Go ahead and flip that over and read it. What's the question ask you?
How do you align partnerships with architects, designers, FF&E partners, and other vendors to ensure the spaces you create truly support learning? So actually, I'll take that from an administrator. I'm an administrator as well, but I'll take it from the lens of the buses, okay? Because think about it, that's a space where we create learning. So you look at diesel buses, one of the dirtiest vehicles out there. They have all the technology to try to make it cleaner. So then you have to think about, how do I create that space where I'm providing the best environment for the student for the 20 minutes or hour and a half that they're on the bus, keep them healthy, not breathing in all the nitrous oxides and all these things. So then you look at, what do? Gasoline, great option, but it's still not clean. So then, is it propane or is it electric? So I align with the vendors, whether it's Bluebird or it's International, TransFinder for routing software, to try to make that space as comfortable but as efficient to get the students to and from where they need to be. We look at the seats. Are they the right seats in the school buses? Do we need to have integrated booster seats? So yeah, I think it's a very good alignment with the transportation side on providing this truly supportive learning environment for the students.
I have to be honest with you, Randy, I never saw that coming.
Yeah.
But it's a very great insight that you just shared there. And I'm so thankful to have met you. I want to end with a fun question.
A fun question.
So go ahead and just flip that top card or
Just
pick any of those cards,
right,
whichever you prefer.
I'll take your advice. What's the most common thought in your office at 4:59 p.m. on a Friday during a school construction project? I think everybody will relate to the word or the letters TGIF. We made it through another week. It's 4:59. We got 60 seconds to clock out and the week is over. So we made it. Construction's still going on. All the noise, all the dirt, it's still happening, but we had another successful week and we're preparing for another one.
Awesome. Randy, it's been a pleasure to have you on the Better Learning Podcast. I hope you have a great conference.
Thank you, Mark. Pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Take care.
The Better Learning Podcast is produced by Matt Rogers and edited by Kelly Jones. The views and opinions shared on this podcast are those of the individual speaking and do not necessarily represent the perspectives of their affiliated companies, organizations, or associations.